What up? What up? What up? What up? What up, sexy people? What is happening? How are you on this glorious day? Y'all know I just never seem to be able to get enough of that dope ass theme song. Can we listen to a little more? It's just a vibe, right? You know what's interesting? First of all, cheers and welcome to this episode of Nights with NICCI. I'm really sorry to say our LinkedIn family is unable to join us tonight. Something had happened starting the stream over there, but we are here. We are here. We are here. We are here. Hello to X. I see y'all in the building. Hello to WIRF.TV. I see y'all in the building. I see my Facebook family in the building. And of course, I have my TikTok and Instagram people, right? Instagram gets a little light. So if you guys want to see the full show, because, we're going to be putting up pictures as we do these hot topics, then come over and watch it on WIRF.TV YouTube. That goes for YouTube, TikTok. I love all the platforms, and I'm grateful to be on each and every one of them. But when I tell you, I also think it's important for us to make sure that we're on the platforms that, are really advertising to people. You understand what I'm saying? I'm learning, you guys. I'm learning. I'm gonna put some lotion on my ashy hands while more of you guys come in here. So tonight we got a lot to talk about, y'all. One thing we are not talking about is Big Valley. Yeah, I'm done. It was my husband's birthday. It was my bonus starter's birthday yesterday. We're moving on. So we're not discussing that. I feel like I got it all out. I feel like I said everything. I said what I said in my NICCI Leaks voice. So today I'm happy to say, let me stop the music. As much as I love it, I'm a really big fan. You know what else I love is this Bath and Body Works I got from my cousin. Man, this is amazing. It's the eucalyptus spearmint, so you can only imagine what it smells like. She gave me the hand sanitizer and the lotion, baby, please, or hand cream, I believe is what that is. And they ran out of this particular one, I think, or we're out of stock. But anyway, welcome you guys. Welcome to Nights with NICCI. Hey, Victoria. Good to see you. Yes, absolutely. Now, the one thing I'm always going to do is continue to advocate for creatives. But we're going to try to shift the energy, you guys. We're going to try to shift the energy tonight. Thank you guys for the compliments on my hair. I'm going to lose these curls before the night is out, honey. I don't think I put enough Aquanet in there. I did put a little bit of spray because I knew I was going to be under these hot ass lights. But this natural thing is not going to last very long. I mean, it's just not. Y'all know I'm used to like the crop. Well, I haven't had that in a minute, but the little pixie with the curls and the gel. Yeah, I just, but for now, I'm trying to give my hair a break from being in the weave. So thank you guys for the compliments. Hey, J Rock. Hey, Victoria. Hey, Truja. Hey, Ubiquitous Blacks. Thank you again for the super chats from last night. Let me come over here and speak to my TikTok people. Hi, everybody on TikTok. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Slick Brit. Hi, James. Somebody said if you want, hey, moving forward. Yeah, we're moving forward, you guys. We're moving forward. It's time to move forward. And tomorrow I'm going to make a really big announcement, you guys. I'm super excited about what I'm going to share with you guys tomorrow. We've been, baby, listen, when they try to bury you, they forget you a seed, honey. So, you just grow. You understand? With the weather change, a good silk press can last a few weeks. It won't last with me. It will not last with me because my hair is just, well, first of all, I go to the gym every day, pretty much. You know what I mean? So that's just a whole thing that ain't even gonna work for your girl. I stay in the gym, and not because I'm trying to be, slim and trim and tighten up this SpongeBob, because I am. Look, every time I say that, I'm gonna tighten up the SpongeBob. Hold on. I don't think y'all heard that. Hold on. Why I got my sound effects down so low? I said I would tighten up this SpongeBob. Hey, there we go. Nice and loud like I like it. You guys, happy birthday to my husband, my rock. I love my husband so much. He is awesome. And he the one that was like, I was like, baby, it's your birthday. We could just chill. And, we had some good dinner, nothing fancy at all. And I was like, yeah, maybe we find something cool to watch on Netflix, right? Netflix and chill mode. He's like, look, you better get to work, anime. I was like, okay, all right, damn. Funky Geneva got him real, but let me give credit. Hold on, first of all. Let me give credit what credit is really due. Y'all, we gonna get into these topics. I ain't gonna just long-winded ass rant tangent y'all to death. But it's something good in everything I be saying. But I give credit to my husband and my grandson who are really YouTubers. Not YouTubers in that they're on it, but they watch it all the time. Everything they watched. And my husband just felt like he got, more authentic, real, conversation, undiluted, bull, I'm also gonna try to stop cussing, but did y'all see our forever VP Kamala Harris? Damn, I did not put that on the topics, but we're gonna play that shit anyway, and I'm gonna find a cute picture of her to put up. Cause baby, I said yes, we can live in motherfucking land. We can live in motherfucking land. Matter of fact, let me stop rambling. I'm giving credit where credit is due for my husband and my grandson. But if you guys have not seen this, baby, if you guys have not seen or heard this here moment, I am such a fan of this woman for just, it's interesting. I'm not going to co-opt nobody's, can I find it? I'm not going to take anybody's commentary or anything, but Funky Dineva said it best. I'm about to play you guys this clip. Funky Dineva said it best. He said that she is out here now like she does not have to hold back for the sake of like presenting and having a job. She's reached the highest heights, she's the vice president of the United States of America. So there's nothing left for Kamala Harris to prove to anybody, right? We're also very clear on that. And I really enjoy Funky Dineva's commentary. But you guys take a listen to this. Hold on. Thank you, Tevin M. Davis. Let's hear it again. Let's hear it again. Baby, listen, let me tell y'all something about that. Let me just tell y'all something about the way she delivered that motherfucker. She delivered that motherfucker. She said motherfucker. She gave the TH on it. I'm sorry. Oh gosh, this is probably gonna blow my whole. Well, anyway, that's why I want y'all to join me tomorrow about this announcement because we can say whatever we want to say. Um, but she used the TH when she said it, right? In Detroit, I think we take the TH off. So when I be like this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? It's muff. So we've all got a dialect, but let's give our forever first lady, I'm sorry, forever vice president, a huge round of applause because I know that had to just be therapeutic to get that shit out of her system while she was trying to present. Oh, you guys couldn't hear it? Can y'all hear me? Oh, y'all couldn't hear it? Why couldn't you guys hear it? That's crazy. Hold on. Can y'all not hear that? Can you guys not hear that? Hold on, let me make sure. Did you guys hear VP Harris? Somebody let me know. Oh, you can hear me, but you could not hear what she was saying. Ah, that kind of sucks. Hold on. Let me see something. Um I don't want to mess anything up, but what's crazy is I had a couple other. I know you guys can probably hear fine. It's loud and clear. Okay, on YouTube and Instagram, they can't hear Kamala Harris. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Find the clip, but Kamala Harris says motherfucker like she been saying that before. She done said it multiple times, and I think it really just made her relatable. I think it made those of us who do that motherfucker shit all the time, like me, feel better about it. I think we are. at a place in America and at a place in general where we can just keep the shit real and just say it how it comes out. I think if you guys can't. I see you can't hear. I'm gonna figure out why y'all can't hear what's going on with the laptop. But oh, you know what? Baby, mama got y'all covered. Hold on. Mama got y'all covered. Hold on, because I want them to hear it too. Because this is definitely oops, I'm giving y'all my code. This is definitely one that you should hear. So I'm gonna let you guys hear this too. Damn, I should have made that one of my topics. I just saw that Candace Owens stuff, but I'm gonna leave that alone for a minute, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone. But I heard of some things going on that I heard of something's going on. Baby. Okay, this is it, y'all.
Because there's so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their minds. When in fact, these motherfuckers are crazy.
Let y'all hear it again.
Because there's so much about this moment that is trying to make people feel like they've lost their minds.
Y'all can hear this, right?
When in fact, these motherfuckers are crazy.
Okay, so I think that this live is probably they probably gonna be like, look, she done said the M mother word about 11,000 times, but it was just refreshing with everything going on in the world right now. If that's the worst thing that somebody has said and the crazy stuff that is actually happening out here, then so be it. You know what I mean? If you can't come up with nothing better than that. But let's get into some good news in politics. You guys, hello, all of my beautiful people over on TikTok. Hi, y'all. Hey, Booze. Hey, let me say some names in here. I see you, Craig. Um, there are moments of decorum. That wasn't one of them. You're right, Craig. Uh-huh. Born in Wyoming and 90%. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Great. Okay, you guys. So Keisha Lance Bottoms in a new poll alert. Two polls in back-to-back weeks show that Keisha Lance Bottoms has a strong lead for governor of the state of Georgia. It is clear that Keisha has the momentum in this race. So join Keisha for Georgia. They have an Instagram page. Let's give our very own Keisha Lance Bottoms a round of applause for being in the lead for becoming, governor of Georgia. You guys, I say this all the time. I'm not going to get involved in politics because I don't know enough about it. And that's such a cop out. It's so much going on right now. I believe it was the NAACP who posted, we need all hands on deck. I understand that a lot of times we want to just laugh and be light, and God knows, let your heart feel light. Y'all do not want to miss my announcement tomorrow. Tomorrow, I give my life tomorrow. Better choose the Lord today, but tomorrow very well might be too late. Baby, who knows who that is? Oh, tomorrow. I miss the good old days. Anyway, big announcement coming tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Let's get into, speaking of Detroit, sad news in Detroit, you guys. And that group, for those of you, did anybody guess the group? Did anybody know that? Jesus said, here I stand. Won't you please take my hand? And he said, I will. Y'all don't know who that is? Tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow. I give my life. I need somebody to tell me that they know who that is. Please. Ain't no Detroit people out here. Come on. I don't want to give it up to nobody. Who? Oh my gosh. All right. I'm not playing with y'all. Let's get into this story. I'm sorry. I'm disrespecting this queen. by playing around with you guys. You guys, in sad news, former Congresswoman Carolyn Jean Cheeks Kilpatrick has joined the ancestors, you guys. She was 80 years old. She was born June 25th, 1945 in Detroit at Marvel Cheeks Jr. I'm sorry, to Marvel Cheeks Jr. and Willie Mae Henry. Like many others, her father was a factory worker for Ford Motor Company. Everybody, if you're from Detroit, pretty much, obviously, you know who Madam Carolyn Jean Cheeks is, and Kilpatrick. Um, but yeah, you had a family member relatively work for Ford. There was once a high school connected to Old Cass Tech, I'm sorry, by a bridge called Commerce High School, and that's where she graduated from in 1963 as class president. Her higher education career includes degrees from Ferris State, Western Michigan, and the University of Michigan. This is courtesy of Black Detroiters, you guys, which is why I'm giving her the honor of telling you exactly who she was. Before her political career kicked off in the late 1970s, Cheeks Kilpatrick was a business teacher in Detroit public schools at Northeastern, Southeastern, and Murray Wright High Schools, baby. She married Bernard Kilpatrick in 1968, and to their union welcomed two children, Ayanna and Kwame. They divorced in 1981. In 1978, Cheeks Kilpatrick was elected to the Michigan State House of Representatives, a position she held for 18 years. She went on to be elected to Congress for Michigan's 13th Congressional District in 1996, retiring in 2011. She was the second Black woman from Michigan to serve in the U.S. House. She was also a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. The Kilpatrick family were members of the Shrine of the Black Madonna. I should know better. I'm from Detroit. While in Detroit, Congresswoman Kilpatrick resided in LaSalle Gardens. You guys, let's give a round of applause for her service. Thank you, Queen, for your service. I sincerely appreciate all that you have done for not just the entire country, but also for the city of Detroit. And that is Kwame Kilpatrick, former mayor of Detroit's mother. You guys, while we are on the subject of Detroit, Lord Jesus Christ, y'all got it? Okay. You guys got it. Thank y'all so much. While we're on the subject of Detroit, let's talk here about this very sad news. I told y'all we was doing hot topics. I got plenty of them for you, just in case you don't know and didn't have time to catch up. We're going to catch up on this here together. Thank you. I love and appreciate the Jasmine brand for making it so easy for us to all get caught up together. In fact, you know what? Shout out to my girl, Jasmine. I actually saw her coming in from DC, coming from CBC. I saw we were both in the Amex Lounge, and I got a chance to hug her and see some pictures of her beautiful daughter. So shout out. Let's give Jasmine, founder of the Jasmine brand, a big round of applause here tonight. I've always been a big fan. She's always provided a very neutral, journalistic approach on her platform. So yeah, very excited about seeing Black women do this. And she also has some really cool things going on in Detroit. So who knows? She's interviewed me so many times. Maybe I'll get a chance to interview Jasmine. What would be cool is to interview her in Detroit, so we could really see what she's working on in Detroit, y'all. She's working on some fire ass sugar honey iced tea in the city. But anyway, the legal and professional TV personality will appear on Wednesday, October 8th episode of Tamron Hall Show alongside his wife and their adult children, marking the couple's first interview since reconciling. As reported, Linda surprised many by filing for divorce last August after 39 years of marriage. However, the couple ultimately found a way to repair their relationship. According to People, Judge Mathis didn't hold back when discussing his fight to save his marriage. He shared, "I felt like I did when I lost my mother. That's the feeling I had. I'd do anything to get my mother back. So I did anything to get my wife back." I'm just saying. Linda explained, while she initially wanted to end things, I supported him in ways, and at that time, I supported him always. And at that time, I felt I needed to just take care of me. Since reconnecting, she said that they've leaned on each other again and added that we enjoyed our time doing that each and every day, and it's just been progressively just great. Every day has just been wonderful. Oh, we love that. We plotting a lot tonight. Oh, we're plotting a lot tonight, man. Oh my goodness, ubiquitous. Thank you. No, hold on. Wait a minute. Why can't I add to broadcast? Boom. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that, ubiquitous. I'm sorry, I did not want me to ignore that at all. Thank you very much. Ubiquitous says, okay, Bottoms wants that job. I agree, she deserves it. Judge Mathis ain't want to let that thing go. Right, exactly. But here, let's check about that. My married folks, this is the thing. I do believe that people give up too easily, right? I do. I absolutely believe. Right. He said what Jaheim said, when you're not there to hold her and the owner getting her in her purse. Oh shit. So he was saying when you finding numbers in her purse and she's starting to get fly and go out and see other people, you better put her first. Uh-huh. See there? Is that what you gotta do? Hold on, let me get my impact notebook that I got from CBC. Okay. So if you want your man to act right, no, I'm just saying, let me stop. I do believe people give up too early. I believe people give up too easily, but I also believe that you know when it's time to move on. I don't think that people should stick around in a relationship for kids. I don't think that, well, okay, hold on. Let me backpedal just a wee bit. Okay. I think if you're in a relationship and you discover that your spouse is cheating or, just no longer you've done everything there is to do, you've had counseling, and I ain't no relationship expert. We're gonna get Dr. Stacy on the show so she could tell me if I'm tripping or not. But I have been married for a very long time. Thankfully, we don't have those issues in our marriage, but who's to say? You know what I mean? Ain't nobody perfect. Ain't no marriage perfect. I stay out of other people's shit because I don't want nobody in mine. But in this case, I'm happy because they've invested so much time into each other. I'm sure that they're both very evolved. Sometimes it just gets to a point where, it doesn't necessarily have to be infidelity. There are a lot of reasons why people separate. There are a lot of reasons, a ton of reasons. If you've been married long enough, you could probably put together a list of some shit, you know? The fact that they made the decision to take their vows very seriously and stick it out and figure out if they could work through it. Because y'all, I ain't trying to hold nobody up. And, I don't want to discourage people at all. But it ain't shit out there. Not like that. Oh, it's 11:11. Lord God, thank you. Bless everybody on this live, Jesus. Thank you for health, mental health, physical health, spiritual health. Thank you for this audience and this opportunity to speak and share and have this platform. Thank you for my family. Thank you for my husband seeing another year of life on this day, dear Jesus. Thank you so much for all the blessings that you have given us despite the valleys, right? Thank you for giving us the strength to just keep going despite how difficult it has been. Thank you for giving us the perspective that the fact that we are alive and we live to fight another day, that we need to appreciate what we have and live each day as if it were our last. In your mighty name, I thank you for all of the mental, physical, and spiritual wellness that you provided to me, my family, and everybody who can hear this. In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. Well, I'm not sorry, but you know what it is. If I don't mean to offend anybody, if you have other, religious perspectives and whatnot. But we here just pray to Jesus that the world is going to get better. Okay, so speaking of the world getting better, actually, I thought this was going to be a sad story. It turns out that it was not a sad story at all. Congratulations to Judge Mathis and his absolutely stunning wife. And I'm glad that things are getting much better for them because we don't need no Black families not together right now. If there's a space in your relationship where you feel like you can fix it and, not in the family and in the marriage, not that divorce means you in the family, but not in the marriage and not in the union, then stick it out. But I do know people who have every reason to say it's over, and October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Tomorrow, we're going to get a little deeper. We're going to talk a little bit more about what I was doing um, on the Hill with Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated. Yep. I said my sorors made me feel so great. So welcomed by the sorors in Washington, D.C. and Maryland, which is about to be my second home in a minute. It's finna. So just super grateful for that, and super grateful for each and every one of you guys. As you come in, please do me a favor and hit the like button. I see that so often I'm limited in the number of people that are on my Instagram live. I'm not going to be deterred by that, because even if one person is on here watching, it's worth it. And also, it's a whole lot more convenient for me to cut up my 9x16 footage if I do this Instagram. So y'all getting this shit on Instagram by default, because y'all don't be showing up to the lives. I got 200,000. I got that. How you got the largest following on Instagram? And they be on that bull sugar honey iced tea. Yeah, yeah. All right, let's get to the next story. What is the next story we're going to do? Oh, this is a good one. This is a real good one. And hopefully this one is one that motivates a certain R&B divas to look at the power of coming together to do something, which I'm going to give you guys a really big R&B divas announcement tomorrow. No, it's not really big, but it is actually something really special that I'm excited to share, something that we have basically literally started putting the wheels on very recently. Like I said, not getting into the conversations, but I wanted to make sure that I was clear. Anybody else got gnats everywhere? I know, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, but does anybody else, Linda? And I done wiped and cleaned, and these motherfuckers is everywhere. I think they came with the mangoes. I'm trying to have fruit in the house, and they just everywhere. But I digress. Let me get to this hot topic. You guys may already know it's popping. But Versus is returning live at Complex Con in Vegas on October 25th. They're going to do Cash Money versus No Limit Soldiers. Let me hear you say, na, 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 na. Let me hear you say, Y'all going to see that? Versus is hosting Cash Money versus No Limit event October 25th at the Complex Con in Las Vegas, framed as a celebration of New Orleans hip hop rather than a battle. Cash Money, founded by Birdman and Slim. Now that is a fly little thing that they decided to do. You understand? Awesome sauce. I appreciate the fact that it's less about competition and more about celebration. Feature artists like Lil Wayne, Juvenile, Masterpiece, No Limit includes Mystical, Silk the Shocker. Is Mystical? I mean, I'm not. Hey, listen. I ain't trying to disrespect nobody. But is he out? Where have I been? Y'all like, yeah, girl, he been out for forever. But no, that's a serious question. That's not shade. What's going on with this wig? It's actually not a wig, but yeah. Wonder if he's out. But anyway, both Silk the Shaka, both labels dominated Southern rap, shaping its sound and selling millions. Versus was created by Swiss Beats and Timbaland, and it returns after a hiatus with this nostalgic showdown. Streaming details cometh soon. See, that's what I'm talking about, you guys. Wake up and smell the streaming in this month. Wake up and smell the streaming, Jess. It's a big deal. Ubiquitous. IG don't push out nothing. Right. Absolutely. I was wondering what they were going to do with the brand. It's confusing towards the end. So I wonder, right. Since the sale of it, I just hope, they sold it. They kept it for the culture. Yeah. Allegedly they sold it. Okay. And I just have to say allegedly, Ubiquitous, not because I don't believe you, but because I am, we've had enough of the lawsuit stuff. So I don't want to be giving nobody. She said, none of that. Okay, we got another story. This is a very interesting story. No, let me go to this story. Remy, you guys, talk about the. I'm so excited about this story. Listen when I tell you. So, Remy Ma, first of all, the caption on the Jasmine brand is y'all watching or nah? Remy Ma is stepping into the tech and television game. First of all, that in and of itself warrants a hell of a round of applause for me because, as I told you guys yesterday, your girl is chief content officer and co-founder of a pre-seed tech startup. But this is not about me. Tomorrow will be, though. This is about Remy tonight. And television game and launch of her very own streaming platform, Remy Network. I like that. That's got a nice ring to it. Set to debut Thanksgiving Day, same month. The free ad-supported service will feature fast channels, so that's just free ad-supported television or, whatever. Centered around hip hop storytelling, lifestyle, and culture. This is awesome sauce. Good look, Remy. Remy's network isn't just another streaming service, she said in a statement. It is a home for creativity and collaboration. That's dope. The network is about giving our community a stage to tell our stories our way. The platform will host original scripted series, documentaries, concert, sports, and even financial content. Will you be tuned in? I certainly will. Absolutely. Yep. I agree with you, ubiquitous blacks. That is a very solid pivot for Remy. Very, very, very. Listen, it's time for everybody to put their big girl panties on. Really. And the thing about it is, I know that we got our YouTube universe. And, like I was saying earlier, baby, I'm so grateful for it, because I do feel like it's one of the platforms that allows me, and TikTok and Twitter, X and Facebook and everybody else who watching. I love all y'all. But not really feel like I'm being somebody's mama. But we have we have to create our own shit. Y'all hear me? We gotta do our own shit. Stuff, things, platforms, streaming platforms and things. Because if we don't, then when they're ready to pull the rug out from under our asses, all we got to do is make sure that we don't get rug burn, because it's gonna happen at some point when you don't do what this ain't. So we have to, y'all feel me? Okay. Brownstone needs to cover I'm Your Baby Tonight, because I'm telling you, Whitney is waiting for it. Oh, I love it. Shout out to Remy Ma. Congratulations, you guys. Let's give a big round of applause to Remy Ma. And I'm definitely tuning in to Remy Ma's network and her platform. You guys, don't get it twisted. We still got a lot of really good topics to talk about. We are going to talk about Jussie Smollet, who did Candy Coated. We're going to talk about Offset and Saweetie and that whole situation. And we're also going to talk about the Shamea subbing, honey. Is Shamea subbing? I love Shamea, but is she subbing or what? Touch up my lip bar. Yeah. One day I'm going to tell y'all. Oh, that line ain't lining. It look real different on TikTok. One day I'm going to tell y'all what this color is. Hold on. Let me just do it now. I'm like an old lady. I can't see nothing. This is a commercial break for my sisters. This, oh, no wonder I like this color so much. Can anybody guess what this lip bar color is? Can you guess what? I wish I had some product to give away, because if you could guess what this lip bar color is that I'm wearing, which is one of my favorites. Okay. It's called Boss Lady. It's called Boss, Bawse, Lady. So I would say that this is a great color for me. I mean, not that I'm, I ain't trying to infringe on Selena Johnson's territory. You can get it if you're a boss. You can get it if you're a boss. Get it, you can get it. We're gonna get to the Q&A. Let's do a little bit of Q&A and then we'll do some more hot topics. What happened with Brownstone? Brownstone, you guys make sure you follow Brownstone's TikTok page as well. Brownstone is moving and grooving, you guys. Now we have a little extra time, or maybe more than a little extra time, because we're coming up on the holiday season. We do have a bunch of really cool appearances coming up. You guys go to brownstoneofficial.com. I'm not going to just tell y'all what those locations and shows that we're doing are. I want you to go to our page. I want you to become a member. You can become a member of brownstoneofficial.com's website, you guys, and check it out. Become a member of the community and support. That is, how we get to, having our, I'm starting to learn. I got to, chill out with some of these keywords I be using. But yeah, so go to brownstoneofficial.com. But Brownstone is rocking and rolling. And R&B Divas, you guys, I got some R&B Divas news for you guys tomorrow. I got some Brownstone news for y'all tomorrow. And I also have some more information about my new gig and what's going on over there. NICCI, do you know they are talking about you right now on IG? Who's talking about me right now on IG? I don't know who it is. And if it's not positive, it's not my business. I have no idea. But hey. Oh, so Ubiquitous says, please never remove Angie segment from your set. I think I'm late. I don't know if you mentioned it, but have you received an answer regarding your I said I wasn't going to talk about that, Deshaun, but I don't want to, be disrespectful. The comments are limited on Brownstone's page, really? That's interesting. I'm sorry, I'm reading too many questions and trying to answer too many of them at the same time. We'll look into that. I'll have Portia P look into that because I have no idea. They shouldn't be. Maybe it just requires that you follow, but I'll look and see. Deshaun, it was denied, and that's all we're gonna say. There's the whole I have a whole press statement and all that other stuff. I'm just not. You guys, we're moving on past all of that. There's nothing we can do except use it for positive because we don't want to use it for nothing else at this point. So I'm trying not to really ever have to say their name again. However, be clear. Should something come up where I need to start using all of their names again and talking about this case again, then I'm absolutely going to do that. So as long as they're not mentioning my name and I'm not caught up in nothing with them, then I'm going to go on ahead and let sleeping dogs lie and use that motivation that I have gained to advocate just across the board. Because, I talked a lot about the people that I went to the task with, but it is rampant. It is not just them. 99% of us lose. Numbers don't lie. People do. So, yeah, I'm going to stop amplifying negative energy as it relates to that situation. And the reason I'm going to do it, let me just say this real quick, because I said I wasn't going to say nothing about this, and this is what I'm saying, and this is going to be all I'm going to say. The reason I'm going to do this whole leave that alone and not really say anything else about it is because there are a lot of people involved in this situation who have been not involved in it, but a lot of people who are casualties of this thing we've been in for 5 years. And people have families and people have loved ones that they're taking care of. And, a lot of the people who had nothing to do with that deserve the opportunity to be able to go and do their work and thrive. I've taken it as far as I can take it. It's no reason for me to even really talk about it anymore. So this is for all the actors. This is for all of the behind the scenes people. This is for all the people who deserve the opportunity to be a part of, something successful. And because we don't use the word lose because we didn't lose shit. Y'all already know the story. We didn't lose anything. But because things did not go the way we expected them to, I'm going to keep my head high. I'm going to take the high road and I'm going to lay off them people. And hopefully they will lay off me. And that is the only reason. But if they want fireworks, then, I got sparklers. Okay. Game of love. In the game of love. In the game of love. Oh, if you're new and you ain't been on my lives before, what happens when I just start randomly singing and shit is you need to hit the like button to give me some hearts. So somebody said game of love. So In the game of love, you either win or lose, but you have to face the truth when you play the game of love. In the game of love, there's a chance you have to take, even if your heart could break when you play the game of love. Hey, oh, it is amazing how close to you I feel. Sometimes I wonder if it's real. Could we be lovers? Or just the best of friends? Or is it just a story that's coming to an end? Well, in the game of love, love, love. That was for the person who asked for it. And it was a ton of harmonies going on that y'all didn't hear, but they was all in my fucking head. That is from the 5 Miles Empty album. My ass, I'm old, baby. That is from the Still Climbing album. So anyway, let's get back into some of these here topics. I want to talk about Shamea. Hold on, let me see. Any questions? Love, love, love. Around You should have been a single. Around You should have been a single. Do I still speak to Keena? Not really, but we don't have no beef. We have spoken. Keena has called me every time I've experienced a personal tragedy in my family, or just anything. Keena has reached out and show love and let me know that it's all still love. But listen, many of us have friends that it ain't even no beef with. You know what I'm saying? And we just don't really be talking. You know what I mean? And it literally is no beef. You just, I don't know. Is it that we outgrow people, or it's just kind of I don't know. And listen, I got plenty of friends and plenty of people who love me, and you know what I'm saying? It's not that. It's just sometimes you just kind of get busy, and then you realize it's been some years. And then there are friends who you don't talk to for I could go 6, 7 months, and I consider them the closest people in my life that I trust with my life. So yeah, it's just I like that for me. Anybody else kind of like that? Y'all gonna have to get this fan for a minute because I'm getting hot. I told y'all I get hot when I'm singing, even if I'm not moving. I've been working on Past 11 I've been waiting on Past 11 since I started following you. That was a single. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, girl. Listen. That song, Past 11, with my little rap, honey. Pass some loving, baby. You're looking rather tasty. Never take a small bite. Got to last me all night. After dinner, we can see just how long you'll be with me. Slap it, flip it, rub it down. That's when we used to just, that's such a 90s moment. Y'all, I can't get too loud because, I don't want to wake up to school age children in the house. But otherwise, I'll be here. Yeah! So y'all get the laid back version. Yes, we outgrow people, in my opinion. Yeah, and it's not, listen, you guys, I'm turning this off. It ain't even really no beef or no issue or something that somebody might have done to you or vice versa. It's just sometimes, you gotta move on. All right, y'all, let's talk about Shamea real quick. Because this is very interesting to me. And the reason why it's very interesting to me is because it sounds like something my husband has said to me very often. He's like, yep, sure did, sure has. Because my husband, listen here, Mr. Daniels, is not, you only got one time. Matter of fact, you got half of a time. Because he be like, if he look at your eyes and it look like some shady shit about to happen, it's done. He just, that kind of brother. A man of few words, all action. You see, now actions speak louder than words. So don't just say things that I've already heard. Don't want your body without your soul. I don't want a love who will come here and go. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You are not ready to say. Okay, yep, leaving them high notes to Lex. But anyway, I'm very grateful. I'm very, very, very grateful that I have a record that has been on the radio for 31 years. What can you say? What can you say? I could say thank you, Jesus. That's all. Being very, very grateful. Y'all, I'm telling you, these classics never die. Great music. That is the lesson I think that many young creatives and young artists need to grasp from us aunties and uncles and OGs. Because y'all quick to call somebody auntie. Mm-hmm. But listen, you know how when you was growing up, it was your aunties and your uncles and the elders in your family that had the good credit and the nice house and, you know, the things, the equity and the good lawns and whatnot, some of them, and the good jobs and whatnot. That's there is an equivalent of sorts to that in the industry, right? In the music and entertainment industry. You want to make sure that you create lasting impact. And I'm just really, really grateful that Brownstone has been able to create lasting impact. And it's because of y'all. So thank you. And y'all, TikTok, thank you so much. All the legends out here, all of them, Brandy and Monica on tour, the Queens on tour, baby. Oh, now those are the real legends, honey. Those are the real, honey. Gladys, Stephanie, Shaka, Patty, like that's a whole, like, oh my God, a whole thing. And I hope R&B Divas can get to the point where, we understand the value of the collective. But I got an announcement about some who already get it. Some new ones that maybe you never seen before. Well, you've seen them before, but not on the show. Okay, let's get into the Shamea thing because this is all kind of tied into the R&B Divas thing and what I get from my husband from time to time when I start becoming a softie. You feel me? Um, Recently, Shamea Morton reshared a cryptic message on her IG story. The first post warned never refriend or refamily anyone back into your life if they try to ruin your character, your finances, or your relationships. The message added, a snake may shed its skin, but it's still a motherfucking snake. She didn't say that MF part. I'm just MF'd because of Kamala Harris. This the second message was a meme that said, me at 4 a.m. thinking about shit I let slide. I'ma get y'all though. Do you think the posts are related to Real Housewives of Atlanta, which is currently filming season 17, or were the reshares harmless? What do y'all think? Because I have not been really tuned into what's going on with the Atlanta Housewives. But let me just say this real quick. The reason why it stuck with me, I'll just apply it to my life and to what's going on with me. The reason why this Shamea post really resonated with me is because, and I've even said it to you guys publicly, in the past, I would love for us to just, figure out how to mend fences and build and, you know, get past the egos and, the past stuff and just really work our stuff out, and by us, of course, I mean, the first season, because that's the only beefs I really have that are unresolved, or not even beefs that are unresolved, because it ain't no unresolved beef neither. That was real overstated, because it definitely ain't that. But I would say if there were relationships that needed healing or opportunity to be vented and it would be that. But it's funny because I get kind of a mixed reaction from people who know me well and people who are around, during the time, and people who are just like, listen, sometimes you just have to let sleeping dogs lie. Sometimes you just have to leave well enough alone. Sometimes you just have to move on from what you had hoped or wanted something to be and realize that that was just, like I said earlier today, a season where people grow apart, right? It happens on every reality TV show, and it's sad. I really hate to see it. I hate to see relationships fall apart, and a lot of times those relationships fall apart because there are other people involved in it, other wizards and little tricksters and shit. And people get caught up in believing it, and it just doesn't ever end up well, especially when you really love the people that you're working with and y'all started out friends. So I hope she's not talking about somebody from the cast, but that's a question. That's a question a lot of us have to ask ourselves. If your relation, what do y'all think? This is a Q&A. What do you guys think? Okay, great. Just a little nosy. Thank you for contributing to this conversation. I appreciate you, sis. Um, she says, I agree with Shamea. I'll forgive, but forgiveness will not grant you access to me. When I'm done, I'm done. Anybody else like that? Anybody else like that? I'll forgive, but forgiveness does not give you access. When I'm done, I'm done. Here is Mimi on TikTok. And Mimi says, that would be nice. Uh-oh. That would be nice. We've all grown older. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Everything's going haywire at once. Sorry, guys. We've all grown older as women. We have to be okay with each other and move on. I agree. I agree with that for sure. I agree with that for sure. I think, I'm kind of torn, y'all. I'm kind of torn. I'm just a wee bit torn because, see, I think if there are outside sources that influence the demise of a relationship, it's worth, okay, two sides to that. We talked about this last night. We talked about Black women allowing opportunity to control their loyalty, right? So some of us will go and stab our friend in the back or betray somebody because we think there's an opportunity on the other end of it, right? And everybody's in this whole, like, I got to get mine, I got to get my bag era and that shit, right? But then there are some times when people are friends and they don't have as much control over the manipulation or the lies or you got friends that's jealous of friendships that plant seeds of destruction just so that that person could be closer to them than they are. I tend to what I tend to experience more often. Well, not as much now because I've nipped that shit in the bud. Because once I realize how you kind of rolling, then selective attention deficit disorder is what I like to call it. I would forget your ass ever existed without effort or animosity or angst. It'll just be who and mean every bit of it. But I do believe there are some circumstances, right? There are situations, like I said, I've experienced my own, where somebody wants you to fall out with somebody because they feel like you not fucking with them gonna make them cooler with you, and that's just some real like character flaw, single Black female type shit, right? But there are situations where either you were young and impressionable, um, there were outside sources that were involved in, manipulating the situation. If you were on TV, when you're on reality TV, you could forget about it. I hate to see the Braxton sisters going through what they're going through right now. I don't know the specifics. I love all of them. I think they're awesome and amazing. But I hate to see them as sisters going down this road again. And it's like a double-edged sword because like many of y'all probably feel about R&B divas, it's like you love the show. Like Housewives, like all of it, It's like you love the show, but it's like, damn, can we like not be Ratchet fucking Bill in this mug? Like, can we I believe R&B Diva season 1 had like the perfect balance of the bullshit and the positive, and gave us the opportunity to figure out how to mend it. You guys, I'll never forget. I've said this before. Yep, y'all see how it's what y'all see how sidebar. Since I've been on this live, distracted. How are you not distracted by seeing yourself? But y'all see how the curls is just falling and it's just turned into a whole thing. But whatever, it's cool. Season 1. R&B Divas. I remember getting the most beautiful email letter from Selena. And even after season 2, even after we had been on a hiatus for a minute, she reached out to me. And she left me like the dopest message. I'll never forget. She was like, I don't know if it's cool for me to have your number. I got it from Andre, but blah, 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 blah. And one of my biggest regrets in my career, honestly, I'm saying this and I mean it with, especially with everything else going on in the world today right now. One of my biggest regrets is do I even say this? Yeah, because it's real. One of my biggest regrets in the whole R&B Divas situation really is the fallout of me and Selena's relationship. And the reason why is because, and I've always said this, her hustle and her grind, she's funny, she's really cool. Like, we was really cool. You know what I'm saying? If you guys look at the first episode, first season, like, Selena was the one, when I was calling everybody like, hey, can you come to Atlanta? Selena's like driving down with her husband and her kids and pumping breast milk so that her baby has what, just, I really admire, even when she did Soul Kittens. I have to say, I got to give credit where credit is due. I really admire her work ethic. I really admire, and I truly believe that the fallout of our relationship had a lot of interference and a lot of interference from other producers, other people. I really do. I think if we had listened to each other, I think if we had given each other more grace, we it wouldn't be as bad as it is. But to be 13 years of like not talking to somebody who was really like, at the end of the day, when R&B Divas started, when we was doing the DVD and building it, Selena was that one. She was right there. She was ready to go. She was, if anybody was an ace right there, like, right, what we doing? What we showing up for? What we got to do? What we got to whatever. It was Selena Johnson, period. And her sister, Celicia. So I have to give Celicia a lot of credit. And I think that people recognize that. And this is what I mean when I talk about relationships that unfortunately fell victim to people manipulating things. I think that people started whispering in her ear, whispering in, my ear, whisper, and it just kind of, and by whispering, I don't literally mean, but some of that shit was going on too. Trust me, I was there. For those of you who weren't, I was. We all were. And yeah, I hate that part. That is one of my biggest regrets, because we do have a lot of similarities in how we move and how we operate and how we just go get the shit. You know what I mean? Detroit, Chicago. I just really hate that. I really do. And she sent me some great. She sent me some really great emails after season 1 and after season 2. And I had my ass on my shoulders and felt betrayed and felt like we needed to talk. And I regret that. But we did. And we also had an interaction. We did this event BET thing. And I've said this before live. We had a good old opportunity to hug each other and hug it out. And she said, I'm so sorry about losing your mom. And I had an opportunity to, let her know how I felt about her dad. But that is one of the relationships from R&B Divas that I hate ended up that way. But so this Shamea situation, I don't know what happened. I don't know how deep the cuts are. But I do know that when you're dealing with reality TV and you're dealing with producers, you're always going to risk your relationships going to hell, period. And not just your relationship with your friends. Because a lot of people walk in that motherfucker married and walk out divorced. And a lot of kids are, suffering the drama of decisions to be a part of that show. I don't have a question, but I just want to speak on your good name. Years ago, I was working on a small play, and I reached out to you. This is Ubiquitous Blacks, and I reached out to you to ask who you know for designing sets. You responded, didn't gatekeep, and even wished me well. I want to thank you for that. Oh, thank you so much. I love stories like that. Craig says, with time comes empathy. You're absolutely right. Oh, thank you, Sovereign One. Your hair is growing out beautifully. Remember your short hair from Brownstone. Yeah. Thank you guys. It ain't gonna be out for too long, baby. I've been waiting on past 11 since I started following you. I love that. Yes, we outgrow people. Okay, I'm a little slow on the scroll, y'all. Please forgive me. If an outside source can influence a relationship or friendship, then you have to wonder how strong. You know what, Kiro? I agree. Okay, I agree. Kiro is saying, I'm gonna get over here and it's back on TikTok too. Um, Kiro is saying, if an outside source can influence your relationship or friendship, then you have to wonder how strong or how real was the relationship or the friendship. I agree to a degree. And the reason I say that is I've worked with a lot of women in my lifetime, from Brownstone to R&B divas to, lots of members of Brownstone, right? And it does happen that, first of all, we all have different personalities. We get into these situations when we're a little younger, so we're still trying to find ourselves, and we find a lot of people who are, just want to be all up in the videos dancing, as Suge Knight would say. You don't realize that a lot of people you meet have opportunity attached to them, or they have opportunity on the brain, should I say, that opportunity spirit attached to them. You have people who will just not keep it real with you and not tell you the truth about things and allow you to make bad decisions that ultimately you have to, contend with or face. And and to take this out of entertainment, let me just make it more general. The friends that you choose and the people that you choose to be around you on a regular basis have to be people who will tell you the truth, be upfront and honest. And it's not always the truth. Sometimes it's their truth or their interpretation of some shit, right? Because just because somebody is telling you what they think is the truth does not mean that that truth applies necessarily to you or that you receive it. But at least to open enough relationship where you can be honest and transparent about how you feel and what you believe is right. Coming from the right place, you can't go wrong. My sister Faith Evans says it all the time. So I think when you allow yourself to be manipulated by people who are just acquiescing and yes folks and around you because they think that there's some opportunity on the end of it, it really sometimes, a lot of times, affects your decision making, your friendship choices. And it's okay if there's a genuine relationship. I'm getting somewhere. There's a genuine relationship that you have that falls apart because you fell into this other space or this other life or allow other people to get into your head, right? It doesn't mean that you lack character if you allow yourself to get caught up in the hype. It just means that maybe you made some bad choices. Or maybe you went through a space where you were, it's like in a marriage. Do you divorce somebody because they cheated once? Um, if your wife starts drinking heavily, hanging out with the wrong people, battling depression and not, being the woman that you married, do you just cut it off and let it go? Same thing with friendships. Sometimes there are people involved in people's lives that, going back to what we said before, intentionally want to sabotage great relationships because they're jealous of them. So not always is it a situation where, well, you was dumb enough to believe that shit, so we can't be friends no more. You got to give each other grace because none of us makes the right decisions all the time. So I'm trying to figure out a way to explain it so that it's not so about me and more general. I hope it was clear. Not everybody has the capacity or the emotional intelligence to make all the right decisions in a friendship. It's up to you and them to decide whether or not the friendship is worth fighting for or second or third chances. And I think some are, even when people do a really egregious shit. Because I feel like it was tons of really egregious, foul stuff that happened with me. And there I go with this gnat flying around again. I'm going to get your little ass. I wish I had my little zapper. All right, you guys, I got another subject, another topic. I think true friendships can handle conflict with genuine conversation. Yeah, exactly. See, I just did it the long-winded way, and thank you, just a little nosy, for simplifying it and making it very easy to digest. I think true friendships can handle conflict with genuine conversation. When you allow outside sources into something they did not build, I'm sure it's a recipe for disaster. This includes social media. Yeah, social media is a real thing. It's a real thing. I think they need to have a new category for therapy called social media therapists, because people be really believing this shit. Okay, Sovereign One, are you still close with Monifa? No, I'm not. We're not close anymore. I love her. I still love her very much. I still love her very much. But close is relative, right? Close to me means that she's aware of what's going on in my life. I'm aware of what's going on in her life. We like, hey girl, I'm in New York. Let's hang out. Like, hey girl, I'm in Atlanta. Let's hang out. We're not there. I think the reason why we're not there is because maybe there are still a few little unresolved issues here and there that we need to maybe talk through, or maybe because we're busy. Maybe there's nothing at all. Because I don't have no unresolved issues. I feel like I said it, but whatever. Hey Chattanooga. Hey Molly. I love you too. I love you too. I love you. Oh, I forgot. Listen, you guys, I totally forgot that I have my Instagram live going as well. Thank you to everybody watching me on X. Thank you to everyone watching me on Facebook. Thank you to everyone watching me on TikTok. Thank you for everyone watching me on Instagram. And thank you to everyone watching me on WIRF.tv. If you're watching me on WIRF.tv YouTube channel, and I hope you are, please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. But the most important of the three is that little one that says like, because that lets the world know that you are indeed enjoying this content, and it allows me to keep the ball rolling, honey. All right, you guys, we got one more. No, we got two more stories. We talking about Jussie Smollet next. Oh, fine ass Jussie. Hey, fine ass Jussie. Honey, Jussie is out here in these here streets of gold with a new record. He is having conversations with Candy. And just real quick before I play this, which I think I'm gonna have to do it on my phone again like I did it before. Hold on, you guys, let me pull this up. Please hit like, share, and subscribe. Please give me plenty of likes because, the game is free. All we need is a few likes here and there. All right, you guys. According to the Jasmine brand, shout out to the Jasmine brand again. One of my favorite ever. Um, it's all love between Jussie Smollett and most of his former Empire castmates. Ooh, and the word most is capitalized. Okay, come on with the good tea. Speaking with Candy Burris for her Speak On It Talk series, Jussie gave an update on his relationships with the cast of Empire, which ran for 6 seasons in 2015 to 2020, despite exiting the series in 2019. Amid his hate crime controversy, Jussie, who portrayed Jamal Lyon, shared that he has remained very close with his TV mom, Taraji P. Henson, who plays Cookie, and they talk weekly. Everyone else I still have love for. I don't really speak to them on a regular basis. Jussie continued, but I absolutely have love for mostly everybody in the cast. Oh. When we asked to clarify who his love doesn't extend to, Jussie chose to keep it cute and stay quiet. He did mention, however, that he still reaches out to Bashir. I think I'm saying that right, who played Hakeem, who's made headlines for several times. Since the show since the show ended due to legal and personal troubles. Who do you think he's talking about? Okay, first disclaimer before I play this, because I'm finna play this interview. There will be no Lee Daniels slander here, but I don't think that's what it is. But listen, everybody's got their story. How about that? All right, why is this not working? I'm just wishing him the best, and I'm here, and he knows that. Mm-hmm. What I know for sure is that he knows that I'm here if he needs it. Okay, here we go. Are you still cool with any of your cast? Yeah. I talk Can to y'all Taraji, hear this? Literally, there's not a week that goes by that I don't talk to Taraji. Like every day, we sharing DMs, we're texting. Like she's literally one of my closest friends. Everyone else, I still have love for. I don't really speak on a regular basis, but I absolutely have love for
mostly everybody from that cast.
Who
Oh,
is
from
the
the
one
cast.
did you know?
You don't need to speak on that, Candy.
Yeah, okay. I have to ask, are you and my cat, what is his name? Yeah, tell Brashear. Okay. Are you and Brashear, do y'all communicate?
I've texted with him recently.
Okay, what'd you say?
Yeah, I was just looking. I've been looking for him.
Oh, you have been?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Listen, that was my brother for 5 years, and I didn't take that lightly. I don't take brotherhood, lightly because I'm so close to my blood brothers. So I see, I see what my brother is going through, and I have consistently reached out to make sure that he knows that he's got a place, and reached out to family and stuff like that. But I also think that I've been through my own troubles.
Right.
And I've seen people go on and talk about me and my troubles when I would rather that they didn't. And so what I will say about him is that I love that brother, and I think that he has a beautiful heart. And I think that we all go through stuff, and I'm just wishing him the best. And I'm here, and he knows that. What I know for sure is that he knows that I'm here if he needs anything.
I love me some Jussie Smollett. There will be no Jussie Smollett hate on Nights with NICCI. I'm a huge Jussie Smollett fan, period. I think he's a class act. I think he's talented. I think he deserves this new, fresh opportunity. If you ain't never been through no shit, then, keep your mouth shut. Please hit like, though, with a closed mouth. Please hit like and give me plenty of hearts. Oh my gosh, thank you guys. I love it on TikTok. I appreciate you. 10,000 hearts. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all. Deshaun says, I think it's Terrence Howard. Who do y'all think it is? Chat. Who y'all think it is? Y'all think it's Lucius? You think he got a problem with his used to be daddy? I don't know. But hey girl, I love you too. But I'm starting to question the love that was made. I thought that was a question. See how I'm doing? See, I'm getting old. Y'all can't play with me like that. The one who plays the oldest brother. They think it's the one. TikTok said the one that played the oldest brother. I don't know what his name is either. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I do not know. I can't tell you. But shout out to Candy and Speak on It. And shout out to Jussie. He looks great. He's got new music. And I'm a Jussie Smollett fan. Can't say nothing bad about Jussie Smollett. All right, you guys, we got one more story for you guys that is in the headlines, and everybody is talking about it, baby. But there is something, a part of this story. Somebody else said they think it might be the oldest brother, too. Okay. You guys, please hit the like button as you're coming in. Let the world know that even though there are only there's one person on Instagram right now watching the live, okay? But just let the world know that we are indeed live on Nights with NICCI, and share and repost and all of that. Okay, guys, let's get into this situation with Offset. My heart is still soft for the Migos. I don't like that it has turned into I don't like what happened with Offset and Cardi. I don't really know what happened because I'm definitely an auntie. I'm a little out of the loop, but I love that Cardi B song "Safe." I like "Hello, it's me." Hello, it's me, and I like "I'm a Bodega Baddie." I like that one too. I'm a fan. Listen, I love her music. I'm a big fan of Cardi B's music. Now, I don't want her and Nicki Minaj to be fighting and feuding because I love them both. I think they dope, and I think the world needs Cardi and Nicki to be healthy and motivated and excited, and not beefing. We don't want them beefing. It's enough. It's enough black people beefing right now, y'all. I'm telling you. Listen. Who you think? Who you think the people that you put in the drink when it's warm and you want to make it cold? Ice, ice, baby. Who you think got next? Okay. Straighten up and fly right. Let me say this real quick before I get into this offset story. My husband was watching something when I came down into the studio, and all I heard was this brother who sound like he know what he talking about. OG from Memphis, I believe. And was like, this ain't the time for y'all to be out here in these streets doing no things that you ain't got no business doing. These people are not playing games. They're not. They are ass serious. Dead ass serious. We're not prepared to do anything but stay out of the way and work. Keep your head down and build. Because no matter what we fight for, if we don't have the financial infrastructure and the health and the wellness, it's going to cost, everything's going to become more expensive. And you can either let it drive you batty, or you can be building, which I can't wait to tell you guys about what we're building tomorrow on tomorrow night's show. Wednesday's going to be fire. Make sure y'all tune in. Okay, so Offset is denying ever having a actual relationship with Saweetie. That's how she spelled her name. What do Saweetie sing? I'm not being shady. Oh my God, I'm not being shady. And that came off so shady. But, it'd be like, what is Nikki Gilbert saying, right? So it ain't shady because she could just easily be like, who the fuck is that? Although, a lot of these young girls out here trying to license and sample brownstone and whatnot because, it's just like that. But anyway, speaking with KeKe Palmer, Offset shut down growing rumors that he and his former Migos member Quavo fell out over Saweetie. As reported, there have been allegations for years that Saweetie once hooked up with the then married Offset as things turned sour between her and Quavo. Offset, however, said that was not true, and he and Quavo stopped being cool over something deeper than that. He also said that he believes the rumor started as a way to ruin what he and Quavo had going on in personal and business matters. What did you think? Was it an affair or a calculated takedown? Let's take a listen to what he's saying, everybody, and let's see.
Me and bro.
Okay.
Was there truth to you and Sweetie?
No, man. It was a rumor, man, and I feel like it was something deeper than that for the split of me and bro.
Was there truth to you and Sweetie?
No, man. It was a rumor, man, and I feel like something deeper than that. I don't really want to touch on, but it's something deeper than that. I think that was just like that was a thing that I was a bug that I heard. I think people was trying to tear my situation down in that situation.
Mm-hmm. And you think there were business people that were
something deeper than that?
Were plotting on you both.
For sure.
Yeah, and they were creating you guys, stopping you guys from being strong so that y'all couldn't go together against that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, because I would be seeing like, hey, I would be
bars, KeKe. Did y'all hear what she said? Listen to what she said.
Creating you guys, stopping you guys from being strong so that y'all couldn't go together against that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then, because I would be seeing like
capitalism. Sounds like capitalism. That's what she said.
And
we're plotting on you both.
I would be seeing headlines, and we men, so we don't play those games. We don't even know how to do that. And so it's just like, that was a weird thing, though. That was kind of crazy.
I mean, the link.
I would be seeing headlines.
That's it. Okay, thank you again, Jasmine Brand, for that reporting. That's deep because this was what we've been talking about on tonight's show the whole time. We've been talking about how friendships, whether it is sisterhood, whether it is brothers, how friendships end up being destroyed because of outside sources, right? Now, what stuck with me, what I heard, what resonated with me is KeKe Palmer saying, sounds like capitalism. They tried to pit you guys against each other so that you couldn't come together and be stronger together. Isn't that the overarching theme of what we talk about on this show almost nightly? The overarching theme of others creating a divide. I'm going to read y'all something. Some of you may have already be familiar with it, but I'm always saying it. So I'm going to read it from someone else's. We're going to do it in Wikipedia. Hold on. You know what? Let's see it. Hold on, you guys. This is important because coming off of this, with our thinking cap on. Okay. So one of the things that we've been talking about fairly consistently here, am I missing any questions? Teresa says, not interested in gossip. Most people have a real life and don't need to debase others to make money. Get an education, kids, stay in school. I don't know what that is, Teresa, but you're new here, clearly, because we don't really do gossip. We do hot topics, though. And we break them down in a way that, is digestible for those of us elite, better than everybody people who don't indulge, but somehow you ended up on my YouTube channel. I thank you, though. Please hit the like button and the subscribe button. I got to give a little read every now and then. Let me see anybody got it. Night, Craig. Night. My music genre is early 90s. Night. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, Teresa, stay a minute. You might learn something because I think you kind of just assumed a little bit too much to not have been here too long. Okay. So guys, I want to talk to y'all about this real quick and then we'll be able to wrap this thing up. But it's very important for me to say this because the overarching theme of tonight's show, which is not just all about gossip, it is that people, right, have been in relationships and business relationships or personal relationships or work together on TV shows or whatever. And just like I said with me and Selena, just like Shamea subbed whoever she was subbing in her post, there's always this like snake in the grass, involvement of people who have more to gain by us being against each other. It really is. It's crazy to me. 9 times out of 10, most of the issues that impact our people have a lot to do with one person or the other being used as a tool of the incompetent, being used as a pawn. We tear each other down on a regular basis more than they tear us down, right? We participate in it. So there's something called, and some of you may be familiar with it. For those of you who are familiar with it, bear with me. And those of us, I need a refresher. And those of us who are not familiar with it, who probably, need to become more familiar with it because it is really powerful. And I had this conversation with an elder and he was explaining it to me years ago when I was younger and I did not understand the impact of it. But as I see what has happened with R&B divas, as I see what happens with the Housewives, as I see what's happening with Takeoff and Offset, here, let me get this down. As I see what is happening with all of our people who are trying to build together, but who are being toyed with by others, it reminds me of the Willie Lynch letter. So this is alleged, right? I have to say that because, but the so-called Willie Lynch letter is a widely circulated as a document allegedly written in 1712 by a British slave owner named Willie Lynch. He is said to have delivered the speech in Virginia on how to control enslaved Africans for centuries. Although historians agree the letter is a modern hoax, It first appeared publicly in the 1970s, written in modern English, and referenced ideas and phrases not used in the 18th century. Many people still discuss it because it symbolically captures the real divide and conquer tactics used during slavery and beyond. Here are the basic points of them, right? So again, they done took critical race theory out of schools and all that stuff. So who knows whether or not this was a hoax, right? But whether it's a hoax or not, it is extremely relevant today, probably more relevant today than ever. So first, divide and control. We hear divide and conquer all the time. Lynch supposedly advised slave owners to pit enslaved people against each other by emphasizing their differences: light skin versus dark skin, old versus young, male versus female, field slave versus house slave. The goal is to create distrust and disunity so that they would not unite against their oppressors. Again, in this alleged letter that was a hoax and didn't exist, ironically, he supposedly advised slave owners to pit enslaved people against each other by overemphasizing their differences: light skin versus dark skin, old versus young, blah, 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 blah. Psychological conditioning. The letter claims that mental conditioning, I learned all about conditioning and agitated propaganda in college. The letter claims that mental conditioning is more effective than physical control. Mental conditioning is more effective than physical control. It suggests that if you break the enslaved person's mind but leave their body intact, they will police themselves and pass that mindset to future generations. I'm going to say it one more time, y'all. They're gonna start with this live in a minute. Psychological conditioning. It suggests if you break the enslaved person's mind but leave their body intact, that they will police themselves and pass that mindset to future generations. Fear and dependency. Lynch allegedly says to use fear, distrust, and envy as tools to maintain control, but keeping enslaved people emotionally dependent and fearful of punishment or loss. The master maintains dominance. Y'all, I feel like this describes 99.99% of the issues happening in our community today, but this was allegedly written in the 1700s. Here's a good one. The exploitation of women and families. The letter discusses destroying the Black family structure, making Black women distrust the Black man, encouraging her to raise children to be submissive to authority. The idea is to reverse traditional gender roles and to destabilize the family and reduce male resistance. Perpetual impact. This is where we get to where we at today, y'all. The Lynch letter supposedly concludes that if these methods are used incorrectly, they will I'm sorry, let me slow my roll and say what things say. The Willie Lynch letter supposedly concludes that if these methods are used correctly, they will last for hundreds, even thousands of years. The line is often cited metaphorically to explain ongoing social divisions in Black communities. Now, it goes on to say that while the Willie Lynch letter is not historically authentic, it remains a powerful allegory. It symbolizes psychological oppression and systemic division, echoing real strategies used throughout slavery and segregation to sustain racial hierarchies. So again, 5 simple tenements or rules: divide and conquer, psychologically condition, create fear and dependency, the exploitation of women and families, and that it will have a perpetual impact for hundreds or even thousands of years. Y'all, they say this letter is just a hoax. I say that this letter was prophecy. And I don't know, because so many things that we write and create, other people take credit for. I don't know if Willie Lynch wrote the letter or some slaves got together and realized that that is what had been happening and created their own document. Some educated slave who was in the house and learned to read and write. I don't know. But I do know that when you think of some of these points that they make, like making black women distrust black men and destroying the family structure, happens all the time. Keep enslaved people emotionally dependent and fearful of punishment or loss. The master maintains dominance, the fear, the distrust, the envy. The psychological conditioning, that's crazy. Mental conditioning is more effective than physical control, y'all. That's what they're saying. They're saying that if you break an enslaved person's mind, but leave their body intact, that they'll police themselves and pass that mindset to future generations. If you break our minds and leave our bodies intact, that we will pass that down to future generations. Light skin versus dark skin, old versus young, male versus female, field slave versus house slave. It's all the same. And it will impact us for hundreds of thousands of years. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a hoax or not, but I know it's a gift from God for this writing, whatever it is, to be created as a reminder that this shit is happening to our community today. And that the easiest way for us to change that is to remember that for hundreds of years it's been a part of the master plan. No pun intended. River asked, do you think that men should lead their household? I think that men and women should lead their households together. That's how we operate. Gender roles is something that has evolved over the years, in my opinion. I think that, there are plenty of households where you've got women who are doctors and lawyers and husbands who are, domestic engineers, right? Somebody's got to be home with the kids and somebody's got to be, able to do some of the things that happen around the house when you have an in-demand, fast moving career. I don't think that women should not pursue their careers and their dreams. I think you just kind of make it work for your family. The old way of like, wife should be in the house barefoot and pregnant, taking care of the kids and this and that and the third. I don't subscribe to that doctrine at all. I think it probably is what needed to happen back then because of, women couldn't even vote. Women couldn't buy their own homes. I think women had no choice. But now as we've evolved and we're actually emotionally intelligent people, I think that we understand that, daughters need moms and dads and sons need moms and dads and need them both to be strong and great examples of independent human beings. Yeah, I think partnership is important in every marriage and in every relationship. But I do think men should always take the trash out. And I think that women should, cook for their husbands. If you can't cook, girl, what you doing? I mean, come on. What are you doing, honey? Listen, don't get it twisted. I know I come off very alpha, but I cook for my husband. I bring him his plate. He don't have to come up and get his plate. I love taking care of my family. I love the domestic stuff. I don't get to do it as much when I'm traveling and when I'm on the go or whatever, but I enjoy it. And not just my husband. I just enjoy taking care of people. I like to see people eat and enjoy their food. And, yeah, I'm that girl. Definitely. I enjoy that. I'm very, am I subservient and just going to agree with everything that he said? I'd be like, nah, you need to turn that shit off. Who was that? But at the same time, I know my place. And I know if somebody come up in here, I'm going to let Rambo handle it. I mean, even though he done taught me how to handle what I need to handle myself, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I do believe that there are some roles. My husband does not wash dishes. Well, he actually is very neat. So my husband washes and rinses his dishes out every time he uses them. I got a good husband. My husband prefers to do his own laundry. Like, it's certain things I would do it, but my husband just, he's military. Most military people have a very specific way they like shit done. So the things that are kind of connected to that, I just let him go on and do what he got to do. But I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna clean and vacuum and do all the wifely things. I ain't perfect, but I be trying to be as decent as I can. Hi Queen, I see you. So yeah, you guys, we talked about a lot tonight. We got topics done, and guess what? Oh my God, let me give myself a round of applause. You get a car, you get a car, you get a car. Because I did not talk about Valley at all that much. Period. Because it's over. It's over, guys. It's over. It's over. We got denied. We didn't lose. We got denied. That's it. That's all we're going to say about it. But guess what? That does not. Oh. Okay. Y'all was about to see me spaz out if I couldn't get this damn fan to work. Getting hot. We have some good things coming, y'all. I can't wait to talk to you guys tomorrow. I got some cool things that I want to share with everyone. We're moving on. It's time to move on. I've spent 5 years of my life in this dark hole. I spent way too much time, um, you know, talking about something that I would really like to forget. I won't forget the passion that it's awakened in me at all. I will not. But I will stop making it my trending topic of conversation because it ain't really nothing else to say about it. It's done. It's done. It's finished. We went all the way to the Supreme Court and ain't nothing else to say about that, honey. There is. I will plug this real quick though. There is a great law. You know what? I'm gonna read it. Right? No, I'm not even gonna read it because then I would be sliding over into that territory. There's a great Law 360 article that sums everything up. I feel good because I feel like I had the last word. Now, don't get it twisted. Um, if something else comes up regarding this case and my family's wellness, oh, we're gonna be right back into it. But for right now, hopefully everybody just gets a break for the holidays and some breather time. Yeah, there's some things that I have to contend with. I'm going to be documenting that. That's going to be a part of the documentary. But again, we're back to our hot topics. We're back to unpacking things that are happening in the world of entertainment and media. Um, Happy birthday. Hi, Debbie. Thank you so much. Yes, you guys, it is my husband's birthday. And yes, I'm just so grateful. I'm a very lucky woman. I'm a very, very lucky woman. So I appreciate each and every one of you, as I say every single time. I hope that y'all are happy and healthy and your families are eating good and eating good with Freddie Jean, y'all. I love eating good. If y'all ain't following Eating Good with Freddie Jean, then y'all need to because baby, she be cooking up. She be doing fried green tomatoes. I don't know what it is, but I'm addicted to like all of these new little things. I'm about to get off of here. But I'm most men are not equivalent to women in homemaking and how often do I come on TikTok? I come on TikTok at 10:30 between 10:30 and 11 every night live for Nights with NICCI. And hopefully I'll be able to start coming back on the desktop version because again, I told you they be what you call it, reporting my TikTok, talking about I be doing stuff and stuff that I don't even really be doing. So I don't know what that's all about, but you know, we're gonna go and let them have it. X, thank you guys for showing up for me nightly. I see you, X. I don't see your questions and stuff pop up for some reason. They don't come up if you have them. Maybe I'll start looking at the X while I'm on it. Matter of fact, let me just see real quick because y'all be in here. X be in here more than anybody. And I just got to show my ex people some love. Let's see if there's any questions that come up on X. Everybody, every social media platform has like a different audience, you know. Um, Instagram is very like short and hold on, let me see. The short form content and Instagram doesn't have the capacity for all the long winded ass shit that I be doing. But I like the fact that when I go live on IG, why can I can't see you guys on X. I'm trying to see y'all. And I can't see y'all. Hold on, is it the homepage I need to go to? I don't know why I can't see you on X. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out next time. If you guys on X have questions. I don't want y'all to feel like I'm just ignoring y'all because there's a bunch of y'all in the room. Okay, wait, there we go. There we go. Okay, wait, there we go. Okay. Okay, I don't see any questions. I think I would see them popping up here, and I don't see any questions popping up on X. But X, Facebook, TikTok, IG, and WIRF.TV YouTube. I love and appreciate you guys. I'm super long-winded, which is why these lives be so long, y'all. I want to thank each and every one of you who has been joining me on a nightly basis for Nights with Nikki. The hairs stayed together just a little bit, kind of enough. I'm trying to get bedhead, you guys. I'm trying to do the, and it's just not working. Kato, you gonna come say goodnight? See if I can get my big bear in here to say goodnight to you guys. Let me just make sure. Yes, we talked about a lot of things. I will make sure that I tell him happy birthday. Manza, I will make sure that I tell him happy birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Daniel. They want to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, honey. I really appreciate y'all. I sincerely appreciate everybody. Here he is. Here's the big boy. Come on, big boy. Come say goodnight. Y'all remember that? Come up here. Come on. You gonna come up? You gonna come up? Oh, there we go. It's just the baby right here. This the baby. Look at the camera. Say hi. Can you look at the camera? No? Okay. All right, y'all. This Nikki Gilbert Daniels. You have been watching Nights with Nikki. Please make sure you hit like, share, subscribe. The Cash App is in the corner. Fight number 4 worth. Tomorrow we have a nice surprise for all of you. So please, please, please be sure to join us. All right, you guys. Have a great night. Peace.